Anyway, today I'll be reviewing this movie dropped on Netflix called Breaking, and this movie, came out in 2022, like last year it came out, but it is starring John Boyega, and this movie centers around this war veteran. He lost all his option in this movie. Like, he had this disability payment going on. For some reason it got cancelled, and he was trying to get back to his normal life in this movie. He has this daughter, and when he runs out of every option in his life, he basically take hostage in bank, and I guess he called the police in this movie's case to get everything back in this movie, I guess. So whenever, like, movie, taking hostage and demanding stuff, you don't know how this movie is gonna end, because, going to the bank and taking hostage, that never ends well. I was reading about this movie. It is based on a true story. That means that, of course, in real life, this kind of stuff is happening every day. Your things get cut off and get cancelled from a government all the time. So, so as a person, when I was watching, like, when this movie started, I was like, whoa, should he be doing this, just because you ran out of option, you do not go to bank and take hostage, you know what I mean? So this movie starts with such a bad note. I was like, whoa, should I be watching this movie? But actually this movie, as it goes on, you see his mind of state, why he's doing this and what happened to him in the war. As this movie goes on, we learn more about Brown, that he is actually not mentally stable, and all his demand in this movie. I was like, he's just taking hostage people for all this demand. It sounds silly when you hear it, but when you watch the movie, I guess you make like, this movie is kind of a mix for me. In one sense, I was like, oh, should he be like I feel sad for him, he's this war veteran, but taking over hostage like this, how can I also support this, you know what I mean? Then again, this movie, I know it had a good spirit, it's trying to tell the story. How it ends, again, it's really tragic. But unfortunately for me, personally, I couldn't feel any sympathy with this guy simply because he took hostage and he's thinking he'll get all this demand. Like, he'll be mad. Like, that's not happens in real life, you know what I mean? You will always end up getting killed here. That is what happened here. Although John Boyega, he tried his best to be good in this movie. His character is so good. He keeps saying, I'm sorry, please, and all this thing. You can see he's a good guy inside. But doesn't excuse you to take hostage like this. So you see where my conflict is. I think that's how people felt when they watched the Joker movie. How Joker was like, he had a bad day and he was killing people on the train. And that is why all the critics freaked out over Joker movie. And I guess I a little freaked out when he took over the hostage for this simple disability check. Then again, this movie did shows us that he's not mentally stable. Then again, this movie did shows us that he was treated really bad by the government. But still, I just personally don't like to see this kind of story because, like, first of all, it's very predictable. And I mean, like, I get it, every day we get screwed up by people all the time. It's not just him because he's a veteran. For us normal people, we get screwed up by government all the time. That's how life is, you know what I mean? But you cannot go ahead and do this thing, unfortunately. Although this movie, yeah, it is very well put together movie. And how it ends, it's really sad when you are like, and the acting is, all of the acting is really good. Some of this actor in this movie, they're all quite good. The guy who was the cop in LA PD, he was also really good. I forgot that actor name. He was good in this movie. His only thing, I think the bank lady who was this young bank manager, often I feel like her reaction in this movie didn't match the script. Like, why shouldn't she be scared on the ground? She was all acting all high and mighty. I was like, are you kidding me, lady? You should be more scared. But she wasn't. I think that's how probably the director told her to act, and that is how she was acting in this movie. And I was like, whoa. again, maybe my thought on this movie is a little bit different from other people. I'm a little bit more realistic person. I don't think you should be doing this thing, no matter what is the situation is. Then again, this movie does shows you his ending. He didn't get a happy ending or anything like that. I'm just being real here. You know, we get screwed up by government all the time. Doesn't mean we go out and take hostage. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this movie? Do you think I'm overreacting? Maybe I am. Then again, you know, I'm an immigrant person. My life is already hard and I already work hard. My view on life is different. So that is why maybe my review is different from other people, and that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this movie? And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to check out my other reviews on other movies. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.